Good morning everyone, welcome back to a brand new video here from Miracle Mountain. It's quite cloudy this morning, also a little bit chilly, but I got plenty to be getting on with, which is going to warm me up. I'm walking down to the workshop to get the tractor, and I've just noticed this right here, some fresh scat, really fresh actually, and to me that looks like a mongoose. Let me reword that a little bit, because the scat doesn't look like a mongoose. The scat is from a mongoose. I actually saw two that ran right across my path a couple of days ago up in the mountains. Hello, sweet goat. They love eating the leaves. So behind me is a complete mess. I just reversed the trailer here because that is the old woodshed. Unfortunately, it burnt down in a fire, but it really needs tidying up. I'm quite looking forward to tidying this area up because it's been sitting like this for a year now since the fire. And you can see there's just metal everywhere and burnt pieces of wood. So I'm going to load all of this into the trailer and take it down to the stone house work site where all of the other stuff is, so I can essentially remove all of this from the land at the same time as the other stuff. But you can see it was hit really badly. That is burnt to a crisp. Pretty much only the metal is left of this woodshed, and I'll be thankful to get this scrap removed so I can build a nice new one in its place here. For you guys who haven't seen the original woodshed that was here, I will overlay a clip right now and you'll be able to see it was a timber framed woodshed. It looked like it was made from wood from the property and milled on site, and it had tin sides and a tin roof. Wood always really impresses me as a material, because if you think about this, has been sitting there for so many years. This was the ridge beam of the woodshed and it's so solid on the inside. There's no sign of any damage, there's no bug damage, there's nothing, and it's almost been preserved now by the fire. It's charred completely to a crisp on the outside. But like the Japanese method where they burn the wood to protect it, it really does keep it in solid condition. That's just been sitting there on the floor for a year now, maybe slightly longer. And that is dry inside, lovely. I just found another old wheelbarrow, and this one is in good condition. It still rolls, and if you think otherwise, you're a hater. Seriously though, I'm so happy that that is now done. That is a full trailer loaded full of junk, and it's out the way because it's a reminder of what happened about a year ago. You know, having to see fire damaged things every single day. I walk past here to feed the goats and the chickens that are located just down there. And it just really reminds you of bad times. So getting that out the way, I don't have to see it any longer, which is nice. And if I come over here, I've left this house. This is an old dog house. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet because we don't have a dog. Maybe one day. But we have these sheets of tin roofing that are in really good condition. So what I'm going to use them for is to cover all of the wood. So all of the wood that I chopped down from over here, I can cover it over until I have time to build a lovely new woodshed.
Squarespace is a platform designed to give you the opportunity to build and create your own website. You can start out by choosing one of the many different templates for the base of your website in a number of themes. Whether you want a space for your blog, somewhere to showcase your portfolio, or advertise your business, you can find the building blocks for your ideas right in the templates. Templates are customizable but also come with ready setup pages, giving you the option to start from scratch or modify what's already there. Drag and drop features include a variety of options for the pages on your website. You can move them around to the position that suits, adjust the size and customize them. Image galleries, contact forms, text blocks, social media links and videos are just some of the many features to choose from. Squarespace makes it incredibly easy to even set up your own domain from their platform, giving you the professional web address without any hassle. We highly recommend Squarespace and are so happy that we're able to give you a 14-day free trial and 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain using code indieprojects or clicking the link in our description.
I just noticed that one of the tyres is seized on the trailer, and it's this one. There's a big line here, and I noticed it when I was changing camera angles, and I haven't noticed the whole time because the tractor will pull anything, so I didn't feel any resistance. So I need to basically get this tyre moving again, and then I can be on my way. So I don't have a jack to hand with me. Obviously I don't carry one on the tractor. I have one in the garage. It's a long way away. I'm not going to go all the way down there. So what I've done is I just got a stone, drove the trailer onto the stone, so this back wheel that is seized is off the ground. It's just super quick and easy way of doing it instead of getting the jack. And you can see it does turn, but only one way, which is not good. So I'm going to give it some taps because it will just be like rust build up and stuff in the drum. It builds up when it's wet. It's been sitting there for ages. I haven't used it, so it's bound to happen. So I loosened it up a little bit and thought that maybe if I could drive forwards and backwards, give it a little nudge backwards and forwards, it would free itself. I've done that before and it's worked nicely. That isn't the case, it's fully stuck. So I've just propped it up on a piece of wood now, and I'm going to take the wheel off and get it done properly, and then it's done and I can move on to the next task. But I can't think of a better place to have a stuck tyre. So that is a good job done. I'm gonna get a skip, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave this full of stuff because it will probably end up going in a skip anyway, or taking the metal straight to a scrapyard. So I don't want to unload it and then have to load it again. So I just want to clear something up because I've been getting loads of comments saying, where's the skip, where's the structural engineer, and where's the architect? And things are very different here in Portugal, and it's not necessarily a bad thing sometimes, but things move a lot slower. It's not a capitalist country so much as North America and the UK, where most of our audience are from. So I can understand the comments saying like, why haven't you done this yet? But if you were here yourself trying to do it, it's incredibly difficult, especially with the language barrier. I am severely dyslexic and struggle to even learn English. So learning Portuguese is difficult for me. So when I do pick up the phone and speak Portuguese, it's not the best, it's very broken, and I do struggle to communicate and get stuff done. So I've come up with a plan, and what I'm going to do is I've put out an ad at the moment, and I'm going to hire a Portuguese virtual assistant who can essentially call up the skip hire place, tell them where I'm located, tell me how much it's going to cost, and order a date for it to be delivered on site here. That's going to save so much time for me trying to get it done, because the last couple of weeks I've been trying to organise a skip and I just can't make it happen. I've even been to the skip place and it's incredibly difficult. You wouldn't believe how hard some simple things are to get done. The structural engineer, I can't get emails back. On the phone, they say they're going to email me back and then I never get a reply. It's been 2 weeks since the last reply from the architect. It's just things move incredibly slowly, and when you're used to running a business like I am, things need to be done on a timely manner. Keep them on a time scale, otherwise you're not going to get paid. The project's going to overrun, it's going to cost more money. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I need things to move a bit smoother and a bit quicker, and this virtual assistant is definitely going to do that.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with. And the weeks and the weekends are keeping close who you spend them with. And in time, what you find is the time.
So I'm just leaf blowing the road because apparently tomorrow it's going to rain. So if I don't do it now, all of the leaves are just going to stick to the road, and it's a really nice road. I want to look after it the best I possibly can. So what I'm going to do is continue up this windy bit that's covered in trees, so it gets covered in leaves. It gets really slippy and actually quite dangerous in the wet. Leaf blowing's actually quite fun.
Yeah, now it's a moment, and a home is who you share it with. I believe what the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you.
That is looking so much better. I've cleared all of the drains, which is really good, because when it rains here, obviously if the drains are blocked full of leaves, we can get problems with the water overflowing onto the road, which will then damage the road. And we do not want to damage our road because it's a lovely road, so we want to keep it clear. I would really like to get one of the more powerful backpack blowers. That would make life a little bit easier and make life a little bit easier on my back as well, but things cost money, I'll have to save up for one. I'm already saving up for a few other things that I want to talk to you about now. So I've just come a little bit further up the mountainside, and it's perfect timing because the sun is going down behind the mountain, which is brilliant because you can see behind me all of the burnt forest. We own all of that, and that there is pretty much all pine with a little bit of oak. Over the other side we have a whole eucalyptus forest, and it has been a really expensive month with Bee's operation. Cost a lot of money, but worth every single penny. Health is wealth at the end of the day. But it just means that I'll have to wait a little bit longer, maybe till after Christmas or a couple of months after Christmas, until I can save up enough money for some new tools that are going to really improve things here on Miracle Mountain. So I've got a lot of logging to do. That is why I brought you up here. And all of these trees are burnt and dead, and I really want to do something with them. I also have some Douglas fir as well, which could be really nice. I've used Douglas fir for a lot of building projects. So we don't like anything to go to waste, and we have quite a lot of these pine trees. You can see the size of that one. There's a variety. There's kind of like small, medium and large. Obviously something like this couldn't be milled, but something like this, even this small, if you just take the four corners off, that could be useful. Something like a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter post or something like that. And then you can see here, this is really useful, really good size, nice and straight, but it has got some beetle damage. So one of the things I was thinking about getting is a chainsaw mill, a portable one that I could essentially set up here in the forest and mill some of my own wood. That's been a dream of mine for a long time, and that was the plan before this forest burnt, was to thin it out a little bit and use some of that timber for building on the property. The problem is, obviously now it's all been burnt and there is beetle damage, but I don't believe the beetle damage goes all the way through. So the thing what I'm thinking is, if there's a bit of beetle damage, it's not necessarily a huge issue because I can build animal barns out of this. I can build all sorts of rustic cabins and use it for all sorts around the property, even fence posts and things like that. So I'm not selling it, so it doesn't have to be pristine. I can get away with a bit of beetle damage, but I'd love to hear from you. If you've ever milled your own wood, if you've dealt with pine with beetle damage before, or ever milled anything, please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear if you think it's worth me getting a chainsaw mill that I can rip some of my own timber. I think it would be a lot of fun, and also I can do some useful projects with it. So this is the kind of thing that the beetles do. So you can see some of the barks come off there, and you can see there's sawdust residue on the tree and some small holes as well. This one doesn't look too bad. Again, this kind of size of tree could definitely be taken the corners off, and that will make a really nice substantial post. All of these trees around here, obviously the small little ones, we won't worry about them. The one problem I do have is, obviously we're on a mountainside and there's logging roads that we have. These are all of our roads that run through the property, but I need to get trees from all the way up there, so I'm gonna need some sort of winch. So the next thing I was thinking about getting was a logging winch, a skidding winch for my tractor, so I can bring my tractor up here on the mountainside. I can fell the tree maybe like 100 feet away, and I can drag the tree to the road where I can cut it up and then mill it on the side of the trail here. So I think that's a good idea, but I just need to make sure that this beetle damage hasn't affected the wood too badly that it's unusable. But I guess I'll only know until I actually come and do it. Some of the trees look in pretty good condition, so that's really positive. Eucalyptus, I've got loads of it. It's not great for milling. You can mill it, but it's a big process to dry it all out, stop it from warping. But I think even with the eucalyptus, if I was just to take 2 sides off, I could use it for building. Maybe pick some of the big eucalyptus, take the sides off, or turn it into a big post and use it that way. I think like I just need to experiment a little bit, but like I said, I'd love to hear what you think. If you've got experience in doing that, let me know in the comments. Thank you once again for watching. It's been a super productive day, and tomorrow I'm actually getting on with some logging, so make sure you tune in for that.